Okay, good evening to all. So today we start with the linear algebra and algebra. So first we start with the linear algebra. So in that linear algebra, first part is system of equations. Uh, so there are some methods to solve the system of equation. So first of all, what is system of equation? So we know single equation. Suppose we have a system of equation. So first we are going to discuss the topic system of linear equation. System of linear equations. And then our aim is to find the solution of that system of equation. So how the system of equation look like? For example, if we take the first equation, we take some a11 x1 plus a12. This is the notation. Okay, a12 x2 and so on plus a1n xn equal to some constant b1. So this is a one single equation. The unknown values is x1, x2, etc., xn. The known values are a11, a12, a1n, b1. These are all known values. So similarly, we have another equation we call a21 x1 plus some a22 x2 plus etc. plus a2n xn equal to some other number b2. So this is second equation. So suppose we have a m equation. The mth equation we call a m1 x1 plus a m2 x2 and so on plus a m n xn equal to bm. So we call this set of equations system of equation. So we call this equation number 1. So this equation 1 is called system of equations. System of equation means more than one equation is called the system of equation. So our aim is to find x1, x2, etc., xn, satisfied all the equations simultaneously. Okay. So that is our central theme of linear algebra, solving the system of equation. So we have to find a solution. So what do you mean by solution? Now, so here I can write what is this x1, x2, etc., xn. So where this x1, x2, etc., xn are unknowns, we got to find that. So x1, x2, etc., xn are the unknowns. And these aij's and bj's are aij's and these bj's are constant. It's a known constant. Bj's denote constant, some known value, constant. That constant may be real number or complex number, real or complex, anything, real or complex constant numbers. So constant numbers. Now what do you mean by solution of this equation number 1? So that means a set of n tuples s1, s2, etc., sn satisfy all the equations simultaneously. Such a n tuple is called solution. So what do you mean by solution of the system? So a solution is a n tuple, that is a sequence of number. So a sequence of numbers we call some s1, s2, etc., sn. A sequence of number is called solution if we satisfy all the equations simultaneously. So it's called the solution. It's called a solution. A solution of the system. Usually we call the system of equations, simply say system. System means we have set of equations. Okay. Why we call it a linear equation? Because all the powers of the unknowns are 1. Look at all the powers are 1. Therefore, we call this a linear equation. Okay. That's why we call linear. Okay. Now, a sequence of numbers, that is n tuple s1, s2, etc., sn, is called a solution of the system. Solution of the system if If substitute S1, S2, etc., Xn in the first equation, we get the right hand side is B. Suppose if you substitute X1 equal to S1, X2 equal to S2, etc., Xn equal to Sn, it satisfies the second equation as well as satisfies the last equation. That is, if X1 equal to S1 and X2 equal to S2 and so on, Xn equal to Sn. That means if substitute the value for X1 is S1, if substitute value for X2 is S2, and so on, substitute the value for Xn in Xn, so all the equation is satisfied. Then we say the n tuple is called a solution. Okay, satisfy each equation. This satisfy each equation. Each equation of the system. Each equation of the system simultaneously. So you no need to write any notes. So okay. So simultaneously satisfied. Okay. So suppose look at the system of equation. All the values in the right hand side b1, b2, etc., bn, all the values are 0. Then this system is called homogeneous system. So homogeneous system means what? The right hand side constants should be 0. So when the b1, b2, etc., bn are 0, so when we have that b1 and b2 and etc., bm, everything is 0, then we call the system is homogeneous system. So we say that the system is homogeneous. We say that the system is homogeneous system. Otherwise, we call non-homogeneous. Homogeneous. So a system is homogeneous. The right hand side we have a 0. If at least one BA is non-zero, the system is solved non-homogeneous equation. Okay. Now, suppose if we consider homogeneous equation. So, for example, if we take A11 x1 plus etc. Okay, I can read some other color. Okay, suppose we have a homogeneous equation, system of homogeneous equation. Suppose A11 x1 plus etc. plus A1n xn equal to 0, and then A21 x1 plus etc. plus A2n xn equal to 0, and so on. The last mth equation am1 x1 plus etc. plus amn xn equal to 0. So this is a homogeneous example. We said everything is 0. Now at least we have one solution satisfy this. So what is the solution? If we take 0 0 0 0, x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, etc., xn equal to 0. So this n tuple satisfied all the equations simultaneously, because if substitute x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, etc., xn equal to 0 in the first equation is satisfied, because a11 into 0 plus a12 into 0, everything is 0. Therefore, this 0 0 0 satisfied all the equations simultaneously. Therefore, if you have a homogeneous system, we can always have a solution. The solution is 0 0 0. This solution is called a trivial solution. Okay. So if you take the homogeneous equation, this 0 0 0 is a solution, is called trivial solution of the homogeneous equation. So is called the trivial solution. Trivial solution. So trivial solution of this given homogeneous system. But our aim is to find the non-trivial solution. So non-trivial solution means at least one of the x's value should be non-zero. We are interested in find the non-trivial solution of the homogeneous system or non-homogeneous system. Okay, so we are not interested to find the trivial solution. Okay, now when we say a system is to be consistent, so either it's a homogeneous system or non-homogeneous system, a system is said to be consistent if at least one solution should be exist. Otherwise, the system is called inconsistent. If the solution, the system does not contain any solution, the system is called inconsistent. So maybe we can So the next definition, maybe you can write. So a system of equation So a system of linear equation is said to be consistent. A system of linear equations is said to be consistent. Consistent if it has at least one solution. It has at least one solution. Either zero solution or either trivial solution or non-trivial solution. At least one solution exists, then we say the system is consistent. Okay. Otherwise, we call inconsistent. So and we call and inconsistent if it has no solution. So that is very important. So when we say a system is consistent, the system has at least one solution. If system does not have any solution, then we say the system is inconsistent. Okay, that is a very important thing. So now we have some. So how to solve or how to find the solution of the given system of equation. Okay, therefore we have to. This is a very difficult to think, difficult to look this equation. We have m equation, n unknowns. So we have to simplify this system of equation to some simple equation. That equation is called matrix equation. Okay, so how to form a matrix equation of this one? So it's nothing but I am writing here. So now the system of equation can be written in the simple form. So maybe we can write as a matrix form. So matrix form of the system of equation. So matrix form. So we know the given system is A11 x1 plus A12 x2 plus and so on plus A1n xn equal to B1, and then A21 x1 plus A22 x2 plus A2n xn equal to B2 and so on. The mth equation is am1 x1 plus am2 x2 plus etc. amn xn equal to bm. Now this system of equation, right, in the simple form, I am going to write ax, capital A, capital X equal to, I can write capital B or sometimes write small b. Okay, anyway. So what is A and what is X and what is B? So A is nothing but, so where this A is the matrix, you can write the first row is nothing but the coefficient of first equation. So what are the coefficients? A11 is the first entry, first coefficient, and then A12 is the second coefficient of x2, and so on. A1n is the coefficient of xn in the first equation. Now you can write the coefficients of second equation in the second row, A21, A22, etc., A2n, and finally you can write the mth row, and so on, am1, am2, etc., amn. So here we have m rows, because this is first row, second row, third row. Therefore there are m rows. How many columns? First column there are n columns. Therefore this matrix is a m by n matrix. This is A. Now what is this X? Okay, so come on, what is this X? Is x1, x2, etc., xn in the column vector. So x1, x2, etc., xn. So this is, there are n rows. only one column, therefore this is n by 1 vector. Now what is B? Again B is a B1, B2, etc. Bm. So this is a m by m rows and only one column, therefore is a m by 1 matrix. Now if you multiply A into X, you will get B. Okay, because now what is A? So how to multiply A into X? You have to take the first row, and then multiply with the X. So it's a dot product, A11 X1 plus A12 X2, etc. A1n Xn equal to B means what? The first entries. Therefore we get the first equation. A11 X1 plus A12 X2, etc. A11 Xn equal to B1. Now if we take second equation and then multiply with this X1, X2, etc. Xn and then equal to B2, we get a second equation. Therefore the system of equation we can write in the matrix equation or matrix form Ax equal to B. Okay, so this is called matrix form of system of equation. Okay, now this A is called coefficient matrices. Okay, so this A is called coefficient matrix. So the matrix A, is called coefficient matrix because we form this matrix using the coefficient. Therefore, we call it's a coefficient matrix. Okay. Now, what do you mean by augmented matrix? You have to adjoin this B to A. We get an augmented matrix. Okay, so that is nothing but, so the augmented matrix is nothing but you have to take the matrix A and then last column you have to merge or include the B vector. So that is nothing but you have to take A11, A12, etc. A1n and then A21, A22, etc. A2n and so on, AM1, AM2, etc. AMN. Now the last column you have to write the B1, B2, etc. BM. So this matrix is called augmented matrix. Okay, so this is called augmented matrix. Augmented matrix of the system. Okay, so this is actually a triangular matrix, need not be a square matrix. Okay. Now, so how to solve this equation? Usually in numerical methods, you have to eliminate some variables. So here x1, x2, etc. xn's are the variable. So you have to eliminate one variable and then solve the remaining variables. We will get the solution. That is a method. Okay. So in numerical methods, we use Gauss elimination method. Okay. Using Gauss elimination method, we form a upper triangular matrix, or we have to form a row reduced to echelon form. Okay, now we will discuss what is row operation, elementary row operation, and then what is a row equivalent, and then what is row reduced to echelon form. We will discuss one by one. Now, what do you mean by row operation? Elementary row operation means what? There are three kinds of there. So first one is so now we are writing here elementary row operation. What are the operations are there? Elementary row operations. In a matrix, we have to form an operation, that is elementary operations. There are three kinds. Okay. What are the elementary row operations? So the first kind is we have to multiply a non-zero constant throughout a row. Okay, so we can multiply a non-zero number, a non-zero scalar or constant, a non-zero constant throughout the row. So throughout the row, you have to multiply a non-zero constant throughout the row is a one of the operation, elementary operation, first kind. Second kind is you can interchange two rows. You can interchange two rows. That is a another operation. So if you're interchanging first row and second row, that is a elementary operation. Suppose you are multiplying the first row by 5 or second row by 8, these are all one more operation. So these are all elementary operation. And then the third kind is you can multiply one row and then add to another row. That is another operation. So that is add a constant multiple of a row to another row. You have to add, okay, another row. So there are three kind of operation. First operation is we have to multiply a constant throughout the row. We can allow to multiply a non-constant number throughout the row. This is one operation. And then we can interchange two rows. That is another operation. And then if suppose you multiply one row by one number or some constant, and then you have to add to some other row. That is another kind. Suppose the inverse or reverse elementary row operation means what? So first I am saying what is the meaning of this one. So suppose we have a rows. Suppose we have matrix, and then we have some rows here, and then there are some 3 rows. Suppose we have a matrix, we have 3 rows. So multiplying constant throughout the row means suppose I am fixing the second row, I am multiplying C. Therefore, each term we have to multiply, some star is there. So I got to multiply each term by C. So throughout the row, we have to multiply a non-zero constant. Okay, that is a one operation. Otherwise, suppose we call this is first row R1. We call this is R1 is the first row. R2 is a second row. R3 is the third row. So now what I did, I got to multiply C times R2. That means we got to multiply a non-zero constant to the each row, each element of the row. That is a one operation, one kind of operation. Suppose I can interchange R2 and R1. So therefore, first we can interchange R2 and then R1. I have to keep R3 is fixed. So this is one type of elementary operation. But our original matrix is first row, second row, third row. Suppose I am applying first elementary row operation. First kind means what? So we get a new matrix. That matrix is R1, C times R2, R3. That means what? I am multiplying a non-zero constant throughout the row, throughout the second row. This is the first kind. I am using the elementary operation of first kind here. Now what I am doing here, I am using the second kind. That is, I am interchanging the original matrix is R1 to R3. I am interchanging the second row to first row and then first row to second row. Therefore, we get this one. Or you can interchange second row to third row to second row. You will get a matrix. So that is we apply the second kind. Interchange two rows. Any two rows we can interchange. We are allowed. Now third row is I am forming the new matrix. So I'm suppose I am taking keeping R1, but instead of R2, I am taking R2 plus some constant times C times R3, and then I keep R3. Or you can, so what I did, so I multiply constant to some row and then add to the some row, and then keep that is one row. So this is allowed. Or you can add some constant times some D times. You can take some R2. Anything is allowed. So that is the third point. Add a constant multiple of a row to the another. So these three are elementary row operation. Now what is the inverse row operation means? We have to take the reverse. So reverse means what? So here multiplying. So once you did this, suppose once you did this, we have to go by our original position. Then what we have to do? So we have to multiply 1 by C to this equation to the entire row, we will get the original one. That is the reverse. Okay. So here interchanging means what? Again you are interchanging, we will get the original position. So maybe I can write here. Actually, maximum we are not use the inverse row operation, but anyway, inverse means we have to do the reverse process. You will get the original matrix. Okay. So that means, so we have a matrix. We have start with the matrix A. So you did first kind. If you did the first kind, otherwise if you apply the first kind of elementary row operation, that means you multiply some non-zero constant throughout some row, you will get some new matrix. Okay, we call that new matrix is some A1. So again, I did some operation for A1. So suppose I might apply the second. Suppose I am interchanging two rows of this matrix A1, we get some other matrix A2. So I am not apply the second kind for the matrix A, but I am applying for this matrix A1. Now suppose if you interchange two rows of A1, you get new matrix. I call the new matrix is A2. Suppose I apply a third rule or third kind of this matrix A2, we get some other matrix A3. Okay, so this is forward method. So I apply all the kind. Suppose from A, how to get A from A3? So how will get so from A3, how will get A? So we have to do the reverse. So what we got to do on A3, we get A2. So we have to so here what we did, we have to add a constant multiple of row to another. Therefore, we have to subtract that add, and then we have to divide by C. Suppose we get some R1 rows, we replaced by some R1 plus some C times R2. Suppose this is our third rule we applied, third kind. Now first we have to subtract. So maybe we call this new R1 dash. Suppose we call this R1 dash. So what we got to do from R1 dash, you are adding R1 here, therefore we have to subtract R1 here. Okay, and then you are adding C times R2, therefore you are subtracting 1 by C times R2. If you did this process, you will get A2. Now from A2 to A1, what we have to do? Suppose you are here, suppose you are interchanging R1 to R2. Now what you have to do? You have to interchange R2 to R1. You have to do the reverse, you will get A1. Now from A1 to A2, from A1 to A, what we have? So here, suppose you are multiplying C to some row. Now what we have to do? You have to multiply 1 by C to that row. You get the original position. So this process is called reverse, this inverse row operation. This is just elementary row operation. But usually we use this one. But you should know the reverse process also. Okay, so this is elementary row operation. This three. This is the first kind, second kind, third kind. This is very important. We can multiply a non-zero constant to throw some row if you want. Suppose if you want to interchange two rows, you can allow. That is a one more operation. And then you can add a row to the constant multiple of another row. That is also allowed. These are all elementary row operation. So similarly, we can do for column also. You can take columns, and then we multiply some non-zero constant to some columns throughout the columns, or interchange two columns, or add a constant multiple of one column to another. But you can use any one, but better we use the row operation. But column operation also same thing. Instead of row, we can take the column. So this is elementary row operation. This is very, very important to reduce the matrix into simple form. Okay. So actually our aim, so suppose a matrix contains some non-zero elements. We have to we try to make or reduce some terms are zero. So suppose a matrix contains so many zeros, we can easily handle it. Okay. Suppose if, for example, suppose we have some matrix, only the diagonal entries are 1, 1. If you take suppose 1, 1, 1 is only non-zero entries, others are 0, then we can easily handle this matrix. We can easily find the determinant or trace or anything. Okay. So therefore, we try to reduce or minimize the elements of the matrix. Once the matrix contains so many zeros, so that we can easily handle the matrix. So that is our game. So we have to make so many entries, the matrix becomes 0. Okay. So that is our game. Now, okay. So now these three kinds of we call is a elementary row operation. Okay. Now, when we say two augmented matrix, suppose we have two system. Okay. When we say the two systems are row equivalent, so the next definition for row equivalent, suppose two augmented matrix. So two augmented matrix means for suppose we have two equations. Suppose we have one equation AX equal to some, we write in the matrix form. Suppose we have a two system. Okay, we call the system. Suppose we have one system is AX equal to B in the matrix form. I am writing here. Suppose we have another some CX equal to D, some other system. So when we say these two systems are equivalent, then what is the corresponding arg matrix for this system? AB. You have to include or merge this B in the last column. So here we have to merge D in the last column. So this is the augmented matrix of this system. This is the augmented matrix of this system. Okay. So suppose if you do some operation here, row of elementary operation, you will get this matrix. Then we say these two matrices are row equivalent. So that is the definition. So I can write here. So when we say two augmented matrices row equivalent, if you apply elementary row operation to the one matrix, you will get the another matrix. So that is a row equivalent. So definition. So two augmented matrices, augmented matrices are system of equation. Anyway, system of equation we convert it to augmented matrix. Okay, so system of linear equation. When we say two system of linear equation is row equivalent, or two augmented set to be row equivalent. So is two augmented set matrices are said to be row equivalent. Said to be row equivalent. So that means what? So if one can obtain or one can be transformed to another using elementary operation. So one can be transformed to another, to the other by finite sequence of elementary operation. Sequence of elementary row operation. So you think so you can apply the first kind any times. Suppose you are going to multiply the first row by some number, you can multiply second row by some other number, you can multiply by third row by some other number. So you can apply the first kind, second kind, third kind of the elementary row operation any times. That is finite sequence of elementary operations, elementary row operations. Then we call it equivalent, row equivalent. So when we say two system of equations is said to be row equivalent, so if the augmented matrix, so anyway every system have a augmented matrix. Suppose we have two system, we take AX equal to D, B is one system. We write in the matrix form. Suppose we have another system, some C times X equal to no need to take X, some other variable Y, that is not the issue. Okay, so some D you can take Y, no need to take same variable. You can take Y1, Y2, etc. Y. We call some Y. So when we say these two systems are equivalent, we usually use this delta or some notation. This system is equivalent to this system. When we say these two systems are equivalent, so equivalent is saying these two augmented matrices A, B, this augmented matrix, and here we have some argument is CB, CD. So when we say these two matrices are these two augmented matrices are row equivalent, if you can start from this augmented matrix. Okay, you start from here. You have to apply some sequence of elementary operation. You can apply first kind, second kind, or third time, any times. Finally, you will get the matrix CD. You start from this augmented matrix. You can apply elementary row operation of this matrix, either multiply by row, or I can interchange to rows, or multiply some constant time to some row and add to some other row. You can do same process. You'll get finally you get a augmented matrix of this system. Then if you get this, then we say these two augmented matrices are row equivalent. So row equivalent, we say generally we say two matrices are said to be row equivalents. One matrix can be obtained from other matrix by applying sequence of elementary row operation. Elementary row operation means what? You can multiply a scalar by row, you can multiply a scalar to a non-zero scalar to a fixed every term of the row, or you can interchange two rows, or you can multiply a constant to one row and then add to another row. So this three is the basic operations. You can repeat any times. If you want, you can use the first kind 3 times. If you want, you can use the second kind 3 times. Any times if you want, you can use. That is a finite sequence of elementary row operation. So that is row equivalent. Okay. So when we say two matrices, in generally we can say two matrices. So when we say two matrices are row equivalent, we can obtain that matrix from the another matrix by applying sequence of elementary row operation. For example, okay, maybe state one theorem. So this is a definition. Now once we state the definition, now if we have two systems, the two systems are row equivalent, the both systems have same solution. Okay, if the two systems are equivalent, then both systems have same solution. Okay, so maybe we state as a theorem. Okay, what is the theorem? If two system or two augmented matrices, because system means from the system we can convert it to matrices, that is augmented matrices. We can use system. Two systems of linear equations, two systems of linear equations are row equivalent, then the both system have same solution. Then they have the same set of solutions. This is very important. So why we need these? Suppose sometimes very difficult to solve some system of equation. Okay, maybe the numbers are maybe very big, or some maybe very difficult to solve some system of equation. But if you know this system of equivalent to some other system of equation, but is row equivalent to that one, but if we can solve that system is very easily, means we can use that one. So for example, we have some system of equation. We take in the matrix form. Better we can write in the matrix form Ax equal to B. So we have to solve this system of equation. That means we have to find x1, x2, etc., xn, satisfy all the equations simultaneously. But suppose, so anyway, solutions are nothing but is in terms of the coefficients. So that's it. Because if you take the quadratic equation, so we know that x square plus, or we see ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. What are the solutions? We know the formula x equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now this is the solution of this equation, but look at the solution. So solutions are involving the coefficient. So we use only the coefficients ABC, we get a solution. Okay, so the coefficients are the tool to find the solution. Anyway, the solutions are combination of the coefficients. So suppose here the coefficients are nothing but the entries of the matrix. Suppose we have to find the solution of this one. But suppose the matrix entries are very big, for example 500 times 200, something like that. So it's very difficult to solve. You have to multiply and then add something you have to solve, right? So therefore we have to simplify this. If you know row equivalent of some simple system. So simple system means what? Maybe these constants are very small number, or it contains so many zeros in the matrix, then we can easily solve it. Okay. So solving this is nothing but this theorem said solution of this. So we are suppose we are collecting the solutions of this system. Suppose you are saying this system is equivalent to this system, then both the system have same number of solutions. So, okay, finding solution of this system, it is enough to find the solution of this system. Why we need this system? Because sometimes it's very difficult to solve this system, so that we need simple systems to solve the problem. Because the theorem says both the system have same number of solution, therefore we don't want to waste time to solve this bigger system, because maybe it contains so many large number or so many non-zero numbers. So if I know this system is equivalent to some other system, but that system, the new system cx equal to d, this new system, it may be smaller or simpler. That means what, this C contains so many zeros, or this C maybe contains very small number. We can easily solve this. We can easily find the solution, because the theorem says both. If it is row equivalent, the solutions are same. Therefore, so our aim is to find the equivalent system of the given system. Suppose the system is given Ax equal to B. So if you know the equivalent system Cx equal to D, then we can easily find the solution. So how to get a easy system or row equivalent system of the given system Ax equal to D? So for that we have to apply elementary row operation of the given system Ax equal to B. You have to apply, if you want to, anytime, how many times you want, anytime you can apply elementary row operation until you get a simple system. So suppose you get so many zeros in the new matrix, then we stop the process and then solve this new system. Okay, maybe we will discuss some problems. So this theorem is very important. Two systems are row equivalent, then the solutions are same. Why we need this? Because some problems is very difficult to solve directly. Therefore, we have to convert that problem into simple problem. So we need some tool to convert. That tool is elementary row operation. If you apply elementary row operation of the given system, it reduces to some simple system. But the theorem guarantees that if you do some elementary operation, if you get some row equal to some other system, the solution sets are same. Therefore, you don't bother about the solutions. If you do some row operation, you get some row equal to some other new system, you solve that new system. You find the solution, it is enough. That solution is the same as the solution of the original system. Okay. So we have to do the elementary row operation. Maybe we solve one system of problems, system of solutions, how to solve the problem. So we take the problem. So example, solve the system of equation, system of linear equations. So if you have any doubt, you can unmute and then ask. Okay, so now what is the systems of equation? So first equation I can take 2y plus 4z. There is no x term here, equal to 2, but in the second equation contains the x term, x plus 2y plus 2z equal to 3. And then third equation is 3x plus 4y plus 6z equal to -1. Now this is a system of equation. We have to find x, y, z satisfied all the equations simultaneously. That is our aim. So first we have to write this system of equation into matrix equation. So solution. So how to form a matrix equation? So just to take the coefficient of the matrix. So that is we have to take here the first equation, there is no x term, therefore 0 is the coefficient, and then 2 is the coefficient of y, and then 4 is the coefficient of z in the first equation. Now the second one is 1, 2, 2. The third equation is third row, that is 3, 4, 6 times x, y, z equal to 2, 3, minus 1. If you multiply this matrix product, you will get the equation. So this is the matrix equation. Okay. So we can call this Ax equal to B. Okay. So we call this Ax equal to B, where A equal to this matrix and x equal to x, y, z, B equal to this one. Okay. Now what is the augmented matrix? So the augmented matrix is nothing but you have to merge the column vector B to the matrix A. Therefore, what you will get 0, 2, 4, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 6. If you want to differentiate, put some line here or dots here, and then we have to write the column vector B. So 2, 3, minus 1. So this is the augmented matrix. Okay. So solving the equation nothing but simplifying this augmented matrix. Now, what we have to prove, we have try to make some entries as a 0. Okay. So maybe suppose we try to make this entry 0, try to make this entry 0, and then try to make some other entries as 0. Okay. So that is a elementary row operation. If I apply elementary row operation, this 2 reduces to some simple equation. Okay. So now maybe this equivalent to, I use the symbol this. Okay. So this matrix equivalent to, I am going to apply some elementary row operation to this matrix. So what is the elementary operation? I am going to use this. First I got to add minus 3 times. So I am going to make this entry 0. So first I keep first 2 rows, that is 2, 0, 2, 4, 2, and then 1, 2, 2, and then 3. Okay, time being I take this. Okay, did any mistake? Okay, 4 is a 2 is a right. So if you want, okay, better we interchange the rows. Usually the first entry is always considered 1. Therefore, interchange the first row and then second row. Because we can interchange, right? That is also elementary row operation, right? So better we interchange the second row and then first row. So because that is also a row operation, right? So what we are going to do it here. So maybe we call R1 is the first row, R2 is the second row, R3 is the third row. So what I am doing first, so I want to interchange R1 to R2, second row, and then R2 to R1. That is a 2. That is the second row become first row, 1, 2, 2, 3, and then first row become the second row, 2, 0, 4, 2, and then I keep now the third row fixed. Okay, if you want, you can put some dot to differentiate the B vector. Now we want to make this entry 0. Therefore, I am going to multiply the first row by 3 and then subtract by this number. Otherwise, if you multiply minus 3 to the first row and then add to the last row. So therefore, this is equivalent to, it's not equal, it's equivalent to. So therefore, I am going to replace the third row by what I am going to do. I am going to multiply 3 to the first row and then subtract to the last row. Otherwise, if you multiply minus 3 to the first row and then sum to third row. Look at the first entry is 1. For R1, the first entry is 1. You have to multiply minus 3 and then therefore you have to keep the first row 1, 2, 2, 3, 0, 2, 4, and then 2. Now, if you multiply the first row by minus 3 and then add to this one, you get 0. Otherwise, if simply saying maybe if you want just to multiply 3 to the first equation and then subtract from this, or multiply minus 3. Now, this is 2. If you multiply by minus 3, we get minus 6. And then you got to add the corresponding term here, 4. So, therefore, minus 2 here. Right? And then again here, 2. If you multiply minus 3, we get minus 6. We get plus 6. Therefore, is 0. And then similarly here minus 3, so here 3 is there. If you multiply minus 3, minus 9, and then you got to add here minus 1, therefore minus 10. So therefore, this is a new matrix. So these are all equivalent. Okay, because I am doing some elementary operation. So now we can add the second row and third row because this is plus 2 and this is minus 2, right? So we can add, we can get 0. Okay, now we are going to make this position is 0. Therefore, just I am going to add the second row and the third row. We get that position is 0. So therefore, this matrix is equivalent to, I am keeping the first row 1, 2, 2, 3. I am keeping the second row also 0, 2, 4, 2, if you want to put dot dot dot, there is no problem. Now what I'm going to do for replacing R3 the row is nothing but I'm going to replace R3 is just sum of R2 and then R3. Maybe we can call the new row R3 dash something, but you can call R3. Okay, now just add the second row and third row and then write it in the third row. So 0 plus 0 we get 0, 2 minus 2 we get 0, and then 4 plus 0 is 4, and then 2 plus minus 8 is minus 10 is minus 8. Okay, now we get this one. Now we try to eliminate all the terms. Okay, now look at this is actually we got put the. So actually what is the meaning of this final matrices is nothing but we have a matrix 1 2 2 0 2 4, the new system 0 0 4 times xyz equal to 3 2 minus 8. Now compared to the given original equation system of equation, maybe this is simple because this matrix contains only 1 0, but anyway this matrix contains some smaller number and then 3 zeros, and then we can easily now just product what you will get. So just to expand this first row 1, so matrix product what you will get the equations. What is the in terms of equation? X plus 2x plus 2z equal to first term, that is 3. Now take the second row and then multiply x y z, what do you get? There is no x term, therefore 2y plus 4z equal to 2, and then last we get just 4z equal to minus 8. Now we can easily simplify, we can easily solve the last equation. 4z equal to minus 8, therefore z equal to minus 2. This is called back substitution. So once you find the z value, now substitute in the second equation. So 2y plus 4 times z value is minus 2 equal to 2. So therefore 2y equal to 2 plus 8. You can take minus 4 times 8 is plus 8. This is actually 10, y equal to 5. Now if you substitute x, z and y value to the first equation, we get, sorry, this is actually y. So x plus 2 times y, that is 2 times 5, plus 2 times z value is minus 2 equal to 3. Now the x value is x equal to 3 plus 4 minus 10. This is 7 and this is a minus 3. Therefore x value is minus 3. Now we find the solution of this equation. Therefore the solution is minus 3 comma minus 5 comma z value is minus 2. So this is a solution. Is a solution of new equation, the final new system, but this is nothing but this system is row equivalent to the given system, because we apply some elementary row operation from the given matrix, we get a new system, and the theorem says both system have same number of solution, same set of solution. Therefore yes, every solution of this equation is nothing but solution of the given equation. So now we find at least one non-trivial solution. That solution is 3 minus 3 comma 5 comma this. This is one solution. Okay. So this is a method. So actually we call this called gas elimination method. Okay. So actually this is called a back substitution method, because we substitute from back. So first you find the values of z, and then using this z to this equation, and then you find the y, and then substitute the values of y and z in the first equation. Okay, therefore this is called the actually back substitution method. Substitution method. Sometimes we get an x value, and then using x value you will find a y value, and then using xy value you will find a z value. That is called the forward substitution method. So actually this is backward substitution method. Okay. So actually what we are doing here, we are getting upper triangular matrices. So below the diagonals are 0. So we get upper triangular matrices. We use the back substitution method. Sometimes above the diagonals may be 0. Sometimes we use the forward substitution method. So these are basic things. So this is actually square matrix anyway, but this is the number of variables and the number of equations are equal. Okay, this is 3 equations and 3 unknowns. Anyway, this is simple. But even if the equation is more than the number of variables, still we can use the same procedure. So our aim is to reduce the given system into smaller system and then solve the smaller system by either a back substitution or a forward substitution. You find the solution. That solution is nothing but the solution of the given system. That is the theorem says. If two systems are row equivalent, they have a same set of solution. Okay. Okay. Maybe. So if you have any doubt, you can ask now. Maybe.